Z, last opportunity of the season. Just how hungry is this team to get a win?
Oh man, just want to finish it the right way. Just searching for that feeling. But it starts with the process. Just getting back to a Wednesday, Thursday schedule feels good. Back into the routine, and just want to finish the season the way this team deserves, and do it the right way.
When you talk about finishing, so many of these close games, not finishing the way that you guys want, in particular in the fourth quarter, what's got to change about that?
I mean, that's the NFL. Every game in the NFL is going to come down to 3 to 4 plays, and I think it just comes down to us executing, and you got to make that play at the end of the day. I think in the NFL, things sometimes go your way, sometimes they don't. Whether it's a call, whether it's whether it is. But the best teams, are able to overcome those things. So it hasn't gone our way, but we got another opportunity on Sunday to do so.
Riley, obviously, getting the start and the opportunities that you guys have gone up against him when he's been playing scout team, different things like that. What have you seen in terms of his growth through his rookie season?
Man, I just love how young Riley just stays at it. He's been a sponge. He's one of those people who runs to it. I remember from week one, he's just in here same as much as Daniel, putting it up. And I look at him because I'm like, look, it's a long season. And I know you don't understand that yet. And then I see him mid-season, it looked like he's bewildered, but he kind of got his footing back. Obviously, he got a little experience against Jacksonville. So looking forward to seeing what he could do with a full week and knowing that we got his back and we're going to support him how we're supposed to.
See, if you finish strong, can that carry over at all for a football team?
Yeah, of course, yes, it does. First and foremost, you want to finish the season with a win. You want to be a winning team. I feel like that's important, finishing the year as a winning team. I feel like this year just had its, different challenges. And how all that translates into next year, I guess, will be determined. So
It's a little hard to explain the way this season went, too. It's been bizarre, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's probably been the most bizarre, to be honest. But again, we're still thankful for the opportunities that we have in front of us. And listen, I feel like this is a special group. I really love the men in this locker room, and the bonds that we built and the things that we were able to accomplish together. They mean something to me and to this team. And I think it's just important for us to go out the right way. One last time as as this group, knowing that things are going to be different next year. So.
This sport has been here for a while. What do you think is the next step to getting over that hump and getting to the playoffs again, or finishing in a different manner than you have last year?
Man, I think we've thrown a lot at it. I mean, I wish I could tell you. I feel like I'm gonna start with myself and just continue to grow, continue to push myself not only to be a better player but to be a better leader, and really evaluate myself like I do every year and come back better than I was. So. I think some things happened a little bit this year that was out of our control, but I think that's, the game that we play. And like I said, I feel like a lot of the great teams are able to overcome that too. So we just got to continue to push and continue to strive to be the type of organization we want to be.
Even through the adversity that you guys have faced, the losses, the injuries, all of that, it doesn't seem like that this locker room has fractured at all. What has kept you guys unified within this locker room through the struggles?
Yeah, I feel like, early on in the season we talked about how close we were as a team, and we talked about how, we really bonded and grew together as a team. And I think the best example of that is the adversity that we have, and that stays strong. Like I said, I feel like of all the teams I've been on, I feel like this is the closest. It's disappointing that didn't translate the way you wanted it to, but at the end of the day, like I said, I'm thankful for the guys that are in here, and we're going to go out there and get it the right way.
It's not over till it's over. So we can talk about it being over after the game, but we have a week of prep to do. We got things to look at on film. We got practice. We got walkthrough. So as far as I know, we got to make sure everybody's clued in and giving it 100% match.
And what's the task at hand? This is a very tough team coming in, heading to the playoffs on a long win streak too.
Yeah, we've been here before. We've been going against very good offenses in the last couple of weeks. Really good tests in the last couple of weeks. So, they got the boot, play action pass to get you off balance. They got a decent run game. They got great coaches over there. And they'll test your strengths and weaknesses. So, for us, we just got to be clued in and ready to go.
Can a good finish for this team set the tone moving forward?
Yes. Being, you playing playoff teams, it's going to be a playoff atmosphere. It's going to be good test, and we just gotta execute. You want to go into the off season thinking and knowing that you gave your all. So individually and collectively, you want to feel good about what you saw. You were as good as your last performance. So with this being the last game that we're able to appear in, we got to make sure that we see good things on film.
Given this losing streak, just how hungry is this team to have a win?
Yeah, we've just been trying to get in the win column here since the bye week. So, we just got another opportunity to do that, and we just got to make sure that we execute on all cylinders to make sure that happens.
You guys have talked about not finishing games the way that you want. How do you change that? How do you close out these games, in particular, close games in the fourth quarter?
Yeah, good question. I think just, taking advantage of the opportunity. We speak about opportunities a lot. So it's just, keying in and finishing the play. It's a couple plays that come down to, come down the stretch that really matters as far as, winning or losing. And the good teams, they make it happen. They make it happen. They key in and they focus, and they got a competitive endurance. We just got to outlast the opponent longer.
I apologize if you've asked this already, but how would you explain the story of the season, going from 8-2 to now being 8-8?
It's not how you start; it's how you finish. You can't really bank on what happens in September, October. No one really cares until it comes down the stretch to get into the playoffs. So, I think this season has a lot of lessons when it comes to, being on the highs of the highs and obviously being on the lows and lows. Tipping your hat off to the work. Loving what you do and pretty much executing from there.